Diablo Immortal is freaking awesome. In this video, I want to talk to you about the 3 reasons I love this game so much, and why I think if you tried it out, you would almost certainly love it too. This game might not be a replacement for Sideswipe because, well, they're totally different games. But since it's a free game and it's playable on smartphone and PC with lower system requirements than Sideswipe, you have absolutely no reason not to try it. So let's check it out. This is 3 reasons I love Diablo Immortal. The most important part of any game is, of course, the gameplay. And in Diablo Immortal, the gameplay amounts to this one thing right here: killing monsters. Killing monsters is what you'll be doing with the vast majority of your time in this game. But you won't just be killing monsters for the sake of killing monsters. Of course not, that would be ridiculous. Actually no, you totally will, because just even doing that is super fun. You'll kill monsters for a variety of reasons in a variety of different settings, both on your own and with friends. You'll do quests in graveyards, deserts, and caves. You'll kill bosses in dungeons, explore labyrinths for rare enemies in the hope of finding rare items, and you'll go on endless farming runs. But ultimately, all of these things involve just killing monsters. But the good news is that killing monsters is something that Diablo Immortal does incredibly well. Or rather, my Necromancer does it incredibly well because those guys just got absolutely wrecked. The first reason I think it's so good is actually something that this game shares with Sideswipe. The audio and visual effects are absolute genius. Honestly, exploding masses of enemies with my Necromancer has become one of my favourite things to do in life. It just never gets old. And on top of killing monsters looking and sounding amazing, there's also an absolute ton of variation in how you do it. For instance, you can of course change how you play by choosing a different class, with the choice of 6 classes, from Barbarian to Wizard to Necromancer. Then you can choose from a number of different unique abilities within that class. Then on top of that, there are these things called legendary items which change those abilities. For example, I can change this default Ice Beam spell on my wizard which damages enemies in a line, and transform it into an AoE Blizzard spell that damages enemies around me. And with so many pieces of legendary gear in the game to choose from, the possibilities are pretty much endless. But it doesn't even end there. On top of that, you can actually combine abilities to create more powerful or just different effects. Like, if you use that Ice Beam spell and the Ice Crystal spell separately, they look like this. But if you combine them, this happens. And there are so many other examples like this in the game that contribute to making this basic activity of killing monsters one of my all-time favourite parts of Diablo Immortal. Exploration is one part of this game that I'm guessing most players overlook. The reason being that it admittedly isn't the fastest way to acquire as many gems as humanly possible in under 1 hour. Which is what a lot of this community seems to care most about. But for me, the exploration in this game is awesome. The world is absolutely huge with a ton of different environments to explore, including landscapes like these and hellscapes like these. One of my all-time favourite things to do in Diablo is to go on random adventures totally on my own. I'll pick one area of the gigantic map as my starting location and then set off in no particular direction to see what I can find along the way. And while I'm adventuring, I'll often come across events to accomplish tasks, like, of course, killing a bunch of monsters, or one particular monster. However, occasionally I'll also get this message here that tells me about a hidden lair, which could be pretty much anywhere in the whole area. And I really love this event because it throws a spanner into the works of my adventure and forces me to go off and try to find the entrance. And if I am lucky enough to find it, I get to continue my adventures down there, clearing both the floors of the dungeon and claiming all the juicy loot for myself. And as with almost every other part of this game, you have the choice to do it alone or in a party, if you, like other people. However, whilst these random expeditions are always an option, most of the time you'll be exploring the world via the main story quests, which will teach you about the lore of Diablo in these very cool cutscenes, all of which you'll definitely not skip. No, I said you won't skip them, whatever. And which will take you into some pretty scary places to fight even scarier monsters. And when you kill those scary monsters, you'll find yourself being rewarded handsomely. Which brings us to the third and final reason I love this game, the sense of progress. I honestly don't think I've ever come across a game in my life that had this many ways to reward players. You get rewarded for absolutely everything in this game, to the point where it's actually a struggle to find all of the rewards they're trying to shove down your throat. Like, who the hell hid this little chest here for me to click? I feel like this is a troll. And that's not even scratching the surface. This is a Diablo game after all, and other than killing monsters, there's only one thing that makes a Diablo game, and that is loot. As we talked about earlier, legendary items are a great way to further customize your playstyle, and the hunt for legendary items is something that will keep you occupied for many hundreds of hours. There are so damn many of them, and every time you get one, you feel a huge sense of achievement. And on top of all of that, the level cap in this game is quite possibly infinite. Once you hit level 60, you enter something called Paragon levels. And if Diablo 3 is anything to go by, where apparently the highest level player is currently sitting at level 20,000, these Paragon levels will likely never end. Which means the opportunities to progress in Diablo Immortal are quite literally infinite. And all of that is not even to mention that beautiful explosion that occurs every single time you level up. That's gotta be one of the most satisfying sounds I've ever heard. One more time for the road.
Stronger and stronger in the light.
And that's it. Those are the 3 reasons that I love Diablo Immortal so much, and why I highly recommend that you check it out. And if you're new to my channel and were confused by the mentions of Sideswipe throughout this video, my channel is usually almost exclusively dedicated to a game called Rocket League Sideswipe, and this is actually my first video venturing into new territory by covering a new game. So if you haven't even heard of Sideswipe or you just haven't tried it, it's an absolute banger of a game that I also highly recommend. You can find my Sideswipe playlist linked above if you want to check out some of my videos about it. And come join the Mogz Discord server if you want to hang out with me and other Mogz viewers, and go check out my second channel if you want to see me play games live like Rocket League, Sideswipe, and Diablo Immortal and other games. And like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more videos like this as well as a whole bunch of other gaming content. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.